Good morning from the Premier Lounge in Singapore Changi Airport. Today, welcome aboard the flight of Uzbekistan Airways, short hop from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur. Should be eventually less than 1 hour. I should normally welcome you in a fresh state, especially since it's morning. Those of you who have seen the previous films know that I have already done 3 flights in a row before this one, the last one being a real bone breaker night flight with a very short sleep from Moscow to Singapore. Never mind, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm in a good shape, and I'm really looking forward to try out Uzbekistan Airways now for a first time. Boeing 767 should be waiting for us. It arrived on time from Tashkent, and on the way back it does a stop in Kuala Lumpur, and I take advantage of that one stop to reach my destination Kuala Lumpur today. Let's find it out, let's have a look. I already had a nice waiting time here in the Premier Lounge in Singapore by invitation of Uzbekistan Airways for business class. And now it's about time to go to the gate and have a look if we can spot this colorful green, white and blue aircraft already. Let's go. There she is, nicely parked on the apron of Singapore Airport, the 767 of Uzbekistan Airways. Once the flagship of the company, now there are also 787s, but definitely the 767, proudly wearing the flag of Uzbekistan Airways, is one of the big ships in the fleet. Apart from that, you can find Boeing 757 and Airbus A320, and also Uzbekistan Airways has A320neo on order, but as of now they are not delivered yet. So let's try the old flagship today on the short hop to Kuala Lumpur. The gate is already crowded. We'll have a look. So this is our queue. It's a long one, but we will wait. The airplane will not go without us. So as you can see here in the departure lounge, certainly not many passengers are going to Kuala Lumpur, but almost all, if not all, except myself, will be continuing to Tashkent. It's probably lots of Uzbek locals on this flight, and seems to be a pretty packed flight, judging by the amount of people waiting here for the boarding, which is about to start any moment now. Looks pretty much like an on-time departure here. Here we are in the business class of the 767. Beautiful seats. This one is mine. Let's give it a try. The seats we find in this aircraft are nice business class seats, no flatbeds. For a night flight, they might not be absolutely perfect, but still, especially for a very short flight like we have it now to Kuala Lumpur, it's superb. And even for a longer day flight, it's a very good seat. In their fleet, Uzbekistan Airways have a couple of 767s, and they have 2 different seating configurations. This is shown in the in-flight magazine, so the more comfortable version is the one we are sitting in with a 212 abreast, and also they have another version with a 222 abreast for a little bit higher density and shorter routes.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, we would like to demonstrate the flight safety features on board aircraft Boeing 767. All electronic devices should be switched off and be stowed during takeoff, landing, and when the fasten seatbelt sign is on. Never use any equipment operating with an antenna. Each seat is equipped with a seatbelt. It can be fastened by inserting the clip into the buckle cover and just by pulling on the strap. To open your seatbelt, simply lift the buckle cover. When the fasten seatbelt sign is on, it should be fastened. In the event of loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will be lowered automatically in front of you. Pull the mask down, place it over your nose and mouth, and continue to breathe. If you are with a child, place the mask onto you first, then onto your child. Emergency exits are equipped with inflatable escape slides, which can be used as ramps.
So now we're taxiing all the way down to the runway threshold. It's basically on the opposite side of the airport, so we have about 3,100 meters to go. Maybe it's a bit of time for us to talk about the history of Uzbekistan Airways. Uzbekistan Airways was established in 1992 by the former president of Uzbekistan following the dissolution of the Soviet Union, and it started with a huge fleet of Soviet aircraft, including Ilyushin 86, Ilyushin 62, Ilyushin 76, Tupolev 154 and many more, to include Antonov 24 props. And then over the years, relatively quickly, those airframes were replaced by Western aircraft. For the long haul, Uzbekistan acquired Airbus A310, which were then later replaced by the 767 we are using today, and the next generation is already the 787. So the last Eastern-built aircraft which was in use was the Ilyushin 114, which has recently been retired as well, so now it's an entirely Western-made fleet, except of the helicopters, Milmi 8 helicopters, which are still in use, and they are also promoted in the in-flight magazine, for example, for scanning tours. up in the air. We left runway 02 center into north-easterly direction out of Singapore, followed by a slight left bank, and then further navigating into direction Kuala Lumpur. The seat can recline here. Let's try on our neighbor seat. So that's about it. That's what I call a short flight. The seatbelt signs have not even been switched off, and the service was limited to the welcome drink. But frankly, there was no chance to do anything more. It was just super short, and now we are circling left and right already into approach of Kuala Lumpur. The flight level that we had did not exceed 20,000 feet, and right now it's less than 10 minutes until touchdown. Sleds are already set, so enjoy the landing. we are in Kuala Lumpur. It's a short flight behind us, maybe some 35-40 minutes after all. However, if you have watched the other 3 films before of that from the same trip, then you will know that for me this is the conclusion of the 4th flight within basically what feels to be the same day. Some stats, there have been 4 takeoffs and landings, 14 flight hours roughly, too many time zones and 1 or 2 hours of sleep. So whatever, now I'm gonna refresh myself, have a shower, have a coffee and go for the meetings and do some business. Thank you very much for joining me on the first part of my journey, and if you want to, you can continue to chase me on my trip all across Southeast Asia. See you then, bye!